Hello happy souls, this is my new project Suzuki Max 100 revamp, and these are all the chapters which I've categorized for this restoration project. In that we are in chapter 13, and we are in part 3 of it. We are assembling cylinder, clutch and the oil pump. And this is a reed valve, this is a plate, and this is a fin. This is like two fin, and for bikes like Shogun and Shaolin comes with three fins. That means they will have increased the cutout area and thus increase the volume for the cylinder block. And for this you have to assemble these screws to the reed valve, and then we have to assemble the entire thing to the cylinder block with packing kit. For cleaning this, I have used the nylon brush, which is usually used to clean the wooden parts and to remove the paint from the wooden parts, because it won't act too hot. That's why I use the nylon brush here. And this is the packing kit. If you want, you can apply the 666 bond, and that three holes are for that screws. And here this is Samurai and Max R100 kit, so two screws are available. And then for installing this, we have to mount it with two screws. Here the screws were of a good type, because it comes under the cylinder block, so it was not in a damaged condition, so I'm using it. And for this you don't need to need the impact screwdriver, just a normal screwdriver is enough. And this is the vibration damper. I'm using the existing part, just cleaned it in diesel and washed it. And this is mainly used to reduce the vibration, because the fins are here to cool the cylinder block. At that time it may vibrate a little, so for this reason these vibration dampers are used. And do the same for the other end. In this case, use a wooden mallet or a soft cloth covering the hammer, because it damaged a little and the paint peeled off at the fin area while hammering. And after this we can go to the cylinder head. And for cylinder head, I forgot to remove the spark plug, so I'm using this 20.3 special long type socket for removing this pocket, the spark plug. And this has a rubber part internally, so it grabs the spark plug and it takes off easily. And this is the entire part which you are going to assemble. And this is the piston. This is from Usha brand, the swing machine brand, same brand. It comes with piston, two pins, side piston pin, and the piston rings. And use the circle clip here. And it has a compression gap area, so half of the part should be at the top, and remaining has to be pressed by your thumb. And there is a provision and a cut for that. And once it goes in, you can slide it with a blunt screwdriver, because sharp may scratch the side wall of on the skirt area of the piston. So we can lock it with the circle clip at one end. And this is a piston pin, and we can lubricate it. And we can also lubricate the internal part of the pistons with 2T oil. Here why I'm using 2T oil is that is the oil which cools the engine part and the combustion area. It is the same as the side oil, the petrol oil, which we mix with the petrol while riding the two-stroke engines. As per recommendation, it is not you recommended to use the oil with petrol, but we are using it. And we can lubricate the same bearing here and put this bearing in the connecting rod top part. Then we can lubricate the piston, and here this is where the piston pin seats, and that's a groove area. After lubricating, we can lubricate the plate also. This is the ring set which comes under the second part of the groove, piston groove. Here that is like longer in length, so it may overlap one another. And in the piston there are two gaps here. if you assemble the piston in a reverse direction, it won't assemble in the cylinder. So the angle of the piston pin is important. And this is not like other bike like RX100 or something. Here if you assemble it in another way, you can't install it. You can see an angle cut is given. If it won't sit properly, the entire thing is gone. Here it is mentioned with top 1 and top 2. That means first we have to install the top 2 at the bottom, and then to above we have to install the top 1. We can dip the same in tutti oil. And if you align both the gaps in same order, the combustion may leak. So in order to reduce this compression, this will be assembled in if the piston rings is 2, we have to divide 360 divided by 2, and we have to maintain the angle. And if it is 3, and we have to divide it with 360 by 3, and you have to align the gap, because if it is in straight condition, the combustion may leak around the gap, and it makes a power loss. And after aligning this, you can see it is seated along the gap. And then this is the easiest way to assemble the piston rings. And this is the gap I said, and the combustion may leak at this side, because if it is in kept angle apart, it won't leak, and the piston rings acts as a barrier. And we can put these piston pins. And then we can start assembling this thing to the connecting rod. And before going to that, we can cover the open area with cotton cloth, because if we miss any side pin or other things, it would make difficult. It will be difficult to take these things, and we don't have any magnet rod or other things. And we can align the hole. And one more thing is, here the piston, an arrow mark or EX mark will be given. That means that is the direction of the exhaust port, and here it is given at the top. And after that, align it and try to push the piston pin. Then we can put the circle up here, and here I have aligned the top part, and for the down we can press. Then at this time it compresses and it seats properly, and this is the easiest way which I have seen. And after taking this, we can put the entire block unit to the assembly. And this is the packing kit, and to reduce the leakage, these packing kits are used. If you want, you can use the bond and a 666 and a bond, and after positioning it, we can install the cylinder block here. And while buying these things, most of them used to bend it and keep it in pocket or in bag. Here the condition is you shouldn't fold it. And after that, we can lubricate the entire part with tutti oil, and we can start assembling the piston unit. Once again, I'm lubricating the wall area and other parts. And while assembling, you can keep the crank in the lower position. And then this is like assembling the cylinder block in one method. There is a second method which is coming now, and this is how you assemble. You have to press the piston ring and you have to push it. And this is the part which I said you can find the gap here. This is the second gap. We have to align it in a different angle, and there is a small cylindrical structure there. It seats and compresses. And in this case, we have to take the cylinder block and you have to assemble the piston first. And here most of them won't will forget to align the exhaust port direction. That is the main thing. Here at the left you can see the exhaust port, and the arrow mark and the EX symbol has to be facing in this direction. And do the same, because this is difficult when compared to the method 1 to put the side pins. And once done, and we can install the side pin here, and then we can put the circle clip. It may fall due to gravity, and we have to hold it with some other things, and do the same as I said. First put the seat the top part, and then just give a press with the blunt screwdriver. You can hear a snap sound, and that means you have installed it properly. Once again check it is properly seated or not. If so, align it and finish the job. Now you can put the entire block down, and this has a groove at the top. You can see this is like you have a embossed here, and the curve structure to be aligned at the curve side. We can assemble in either way, but the curve structure has to be assembled in curve structure, and it has to protrude outside, then only it compresses. And this is the top cylinder part. I am applying little oil to the side threads. Then to the carburetor area, and we can put the cylinder block here. And then for this area it comes with the two 10 mm nut, and here one is like it doesn't have any spanner socket access, so you have to tighten it with a normal 10 mm spanner. And for the top it comes with 4 plain type washer first, and 4 spring washers, and then 4 nut. And while assembling this top part, we have to tighten it in X pattern or crisscross pattern, and putting the spring washers, and finally the nut. And here the nuts are of like 13 mm, the original one. I'm using the original one. I'm searching for the new one. When it is available, I will upgrade it one by one. And first give it a hand tighten it evenly, and once done you can tighten it with the ratchet assembly. And do the same for the bottom part. And finally the spark plug, and here an additional thing is given. This is for using other parts, and here it is not necessary here. And we can tighten it with 20.3, that is special spanner, the socket for assembling the spark plug. Don't over tighten it, the ring has to compress, that's all. And after this we can move to the clutch unit, and for this special tool is required. And first you have to install these springs, and the main condition for this spring is it should be evenly fitted, that is the flat area should be even, no protruding outside or downside is recommended. And assemble all these 6 springs. If you want more tension, you can buy a new spring for this. And here right now I'm installing the same part which I have, and you can see here it is protruding outside, so you have to step down little by little. And once you can feel if it is not scratching your hand, you can keep that as a locking point. Once done, this is the entire part of the clutch. For the clutch basket, I have replaced it with the internal parts, that is rubber, crusher rubber and other things. For that you have to remove these 3 things, and you have to replace everything. And this is how you lock the entire clutch basket. And this is the washer unit. Here you have to completely change the basket if it is in the side cuttings area is in worst case condition. And after that we have to put this washer and then the main nut. After putting this thing, we need a special tool and a 22 mm spanner, and one it is the outer side is the clutch basket, and you have to hold the inner thing with the special tool, and it may cost around 120 to 150. And after tightening the clutch main nut, bend the side washer plate so that it won't lose. And then for the clutch unit, these are the steel plates. First I bought from TVS Sentras one. It was like in worst condition, so I bought another one clutch plate. This was also in worst condition when compared to the original one. And in Sentra, one of the plate was missing, so I used this one. And first start with steel plate, and then one by one with the normal clutch plate and pressure plate. And for installing, bend like this and align 2 or 3 notches, and then push it inside. And for this, assemble the two points at the top and then install it. Likewise do everything. First starting with the metal plate and then the normal type. And you can see the mark, and this has to align the O marking here. And before that you have to put these rods. We can put in other side also, but here you can see it is magnetized, it is not picking the other end. So this is how you find the direction. Here it will be a little blunt, but this is like worn out, so you can't find the entire the exact direction. And once done, we can put the entire assembly back. This is the outer covering of the clutch plate, and here at this point we need J hook. It's a special tool, and I forgot to buy that, so I'm using the nose player here. And just pick the spring, don't rotate the spring here. And then after pulling this, you can put the spring pins here. Totally there are 6 pins here. And one more important thing is you can use the Apache old model clutch plate here, and I will give the part number here, and you can use the same for the part. If I bought from Delhi make because it was low in quality, I don't like the part, and I will give that in the description or in the video if I find. And later only I came to know, and it was a commonized part. And after installing these pins, center the spring, and then this is the final part, the casing part, the oil seal. And we saw the other things in previous video, and now we can install. And before that you have to clean the inside part. And here for the casing I have removed the paint with wire brush, and then polished with buffing disc and buffing soap and other things. And it gave me like a glossy finish and like chrome plate finish. So it is same as like Royal Enfield now what they are doing. And after this oil seal, we can put the entire thing here. If you don't want to tap with hammer, we can use the old um, oil seal here, and this is a dowel pin. This is for aligning the packing kit, and inside it may while aligning it may won't position properly, so for holding the packing kit and to position the side casing it is used. And whenever you replace or whenever you open or do maintenance works, you have to replace with a new packing kit here. Here the biting point would be at the kicker assembly. Just give a tap at the kicker assembly so that it would position and sit properly. And after this we can install the RH side casing, that is the clutch side casing. And these are like big bolts, which I said there are two types. One is like bigger in dia and another one is like a normal type, that is smaller, because at the other end it won't come with casing. Here it is fully threaded and another one is half threaded, and this will go here and this will go here. And this is a long type screw, two at the top and remaining two will be at the bottom two. These are like four same type screws. And remaining is full threaded and half threaded. And the concept is simple. Here the half threaded is on top, and to reduce leakage the full threaded comes at the bottom. And the remaining things are the full threaded screws that will be positioned at the bottom. Since leakage starts at the bottom, so they have given these two screws for the with the full threaded screws, and remaining are like you can see with the body itself. And this is for checking the gear oil condition. It comes with o-ring with the rubber part, and this comes with 10 mm spanner. And after tightening it with the screw, you can use the impact tool to tighten the screws and clean the oil cap, the mainly the thread area, and we can tighten it with the player. And once installed we can pour the engine oil, that is here it is gearbox oil. And then for this pocket area, here the washer comes here, and then the 27 mm span nut. This is not the original one. I bought this from which was used in other bike, and this is 27 mm nut. I'm using the old one because I couldn't get this. And after completely tightening, and if you want you can put the bike in gear position so that you can easily tight here. And finally this is the oil pump. A separate video is there for entire disassembly and assembly, and these are the two things. And it has a cover for tightening the tube. Here we have to press it like this so that it won't come easily. And it has a cover, but we have to install it after giving the cable connections. And this is how you position it, because if you put in another order it won't align properly. Inside it the nylon type part will come, and first put the nylon type part and then the packing kit, and then we can assemble the entire oil pump here. It would fall, so in this case you can align the packing kit, or you can place the engine in vertical condition. Then here it comes with two screws. For the LH side it is like short type screw, and for the RH side it is long type screw. Because that is in a raised condition, this is in lower condition, so we can install it such a way. And then the cables for the from the accelerator line will be coming and connected to the pump here. That is, accelerator will be connected as a single part, and it will be split into two, one for the carburetor unit and one for the pump unit. And as per the recommendation, the side oil, that is petrol oil, to be filled in the side tank, and then it will be pumped through this pump and will be delivered to the cylinder block. That is a proper way, but in some cases we are mixing it with the petrol oil in the tank itself. And we have done everything for the engine part, and finally connect this to the front one, and we can put this to the chassis unit, and see you in another video like this. Bye.